Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. It finally happened, I got beta access and I'm super excited to be able to bring you guys new and exciting content. I'm afraid that Legion is kind of dead with the BFA pre-patch only 2 months away. The only thing I'm still doing on live is progressing on Mythic Argus. I really want to get that fucker down and be done with it. But don't worry, I'll still finish the current Legion class guides. That said, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos. Like I said in the video concerning the future of the channel, I will not make any guides about classes during beta if and when classes and specs are still subject to change. However, when we start to get closer and closer to the release date of BFA, I will try to get most of the class guides roughly finished, as it is highly unlikely Blizzard will still be making big changes to a spec 2 weeks before release. Should I find a class that is incredibly fun, I will obviously make a video about it, but I'm not going to make a new video every 2 weeks about the same class because Blizzard changed something. I will try to make it so you guys can have access to most of the class guides very early on in the new expansion, and I will do my very best to get them out before or when the first raid goes live. BFA is going to be more alt-friendly than Legion, thank god. This means that outside the Heart of Aaaah armor and a decent weapon, getting my alts ready will go pretty fast. I'm just glad that I don't have to farm stuff like legendaries and artifact power for each different spec. Nevertheless, I'm taking a lot on my plate here, guess I'll have to embrace my addiction to caffeine. As far as the beta content goes, I will make videos about the general feel of the new expansion, the pros, the cons, things I like and things I dislike, without spoiling too much of the story. Personally, I would find it really annoying if a YouTuber who has beta access would show or discuss spoilers and not make his viewers aware of possible spoiler alert, and therefore ruining the viewer's first playthrough experience. As someone that has had beta access to quite a lot of expansions in the past, except for Warlords of Draenor and Legion, because like most people I kind of stopped playing WoW at the end of Mist of Pandaria, be aware that when I'm testing a beta, I'm looking more at the general feel of the game and class design. So still crossing my fingers on hopefully the positive impact of high item level Aaaah gear, I have no doubt Blizzard will deliver on the storytelling side of BFA, but in this expansion they might struggle to deliver on class fantasy and gameplay. We'll see how the rest of the beta progresses. I'm still busy choosing a main for BFA, and I'm also going to make some videos about that subject as well, which is basically just me testing out different classes and selecting the one I enjoy the most. Trying to choose a perfect main for BFA is probably one of my favorite things about a new expansion. As someone that always tries to clear the hardest content the game has to offer, and I do spend an insane amount of time on the same character. It's key that for me the class design and gameplay is on point and I'm not bored after 2 months of raiding. Okay, let's recap on what content you guys can expect from the channel in terms of beta Battle for Azeroth content. I'm going to separate them in 3 different series, with number 1, content about the general feel of the game, where I talk about new zones, scenarios, leveling, questing, dungeons, island expeditions, Azeroth armor, and so on and so forth. Second series will be more controversial videos, where I talk about the positive things, negative things, things I like, things I dislike about BFA, overall videos with constructive criticism on how Blizzard can further improve BFA. Last and not least will be a video series titled Finding the Perfect Main for BFA, which are videos where I'm trying out different classes and hopefully find out that perfect match. Now let's jump into my first video about BFA, where my first 2 hours of testing on the BFA were nothing more than doing the pre-patch scenarios with the Defending or Siege of Lordaeron. I don't want to get into too much detail or show you guys too much footage, as I don't want to spoil the experience for the people that don't have beta access. But all I can say is, wow, even with some minor bugs, the experience was amazing, the graphics look amazing, the new models look amazing. It's amazing. I did laugh my ass off sometimes because the cutscenes and cinematics aren't fully done yet, so you'll just get in-game cutscenes without music and voice, which is quite hilarious. And if there is a cinematic cutscene, you'll just get the Cataclysm cinematic where Troll shoots down Deadwing. But you know Blizzard, they're the king of awesome looking cinematics, so I'm definitely looking forward in doing this scenario again once it's completely finished. For now, all I can say is that the overall experience was very good and it was a very well put together type of content. I'm sure a lot of you guys can't wait for the pre-patch event to go live. Blizzard knows they have to blow people away on this one, because during a pre-patch a lot of people that stop playing WoW come back to check out all of the new stuff. If Blizzard is able to trigger all of the new returning players by making an insanely great looking pre-patch event, then half of the work is already done, and the hype that is now kind of lost will definitely rise again. This is by far one of the most impressive scenarios I have ever seen. It's almost impossible to compare this scenario event with anything else we've seen in the past. To be honest, the Legion scenarios look kind of bad compared to the Defending or Siege of Lordaeron. After I completed the Lordaeron scenario, there is a second scenario based on the faction you play. Again, I'm not going to go into too much detail about it because I don't want to ruin the experience for you guys. I did only do the Horde one, and the only thing I can compare it with is the Assassination Rogue Artifact questline at the end with the Stormwind scenario. Well, it's kind of like that, but only 10 times better. Again, Blizzard did a great job with creating great scripted content that has amazing storytelling. Even people that are not interested in the lore still get sucked in. After doing the end of the last scenario, you go and venture to the new continent depending on the faction you play with. This is where I encountered my first problem, and probably something I had to check before creating a freaking character. I don't know why, but I just couldn't resist making a brown orc that looks even more badass when they're standing straight up. Hashtag racist comments incoming. Right, so yes, well, everything went fine up until I got onto the new Zandalari content, and I couldn't pick up any freaking quests. I was wandering around for half an hour, thought it was bugged or not working for some reason. But when more and more Mag'har orcs gathered around the so-called quest giver, it became pretty obvious. Mag'har orcs couldn't pick up the starting zone quests because it was still bugged. Why oh why didn't I bother to ask? So thank you Blizzard for screwing around with my brain, thinking that new Mag'har orcs look better than my trusted troll. Guess that's what testing the beta is all about. There was only one solution to the problem, creating another mage with a different race and doing the scenario again. This time it did go 10 times faster because I played Frost, which is insanely OP at the moment. And that was my first experience with the BFA beta. Put your comments in the comment section down below, like this video if you liked it, and of course don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos. Don't forget to click on the bell next to the subscribe button, that way you'll instantly get notified when I upload a new video to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time!